Well, it's Friday and I have a few quick thoughts, but I have to make this fast because it's almost noon and I'm not even in a bar. And I was thinking, what kind of an Irishman is that? He's not in a bar and it's almost noon. Well, it's only 20 minutes till 11. As long as I get there by noon, I'm okay. Otherwise, I'll be drummed out of the Irish race, ethnicity. I don't know what we are, actually. It's hard to tell these days. I think you got to be careful. You don't say something that's not politically correct, and somebody says, "Oh, he's not really Irish." Of course, I'm really Irish. Unfortunately, I found out I'm also almost half English, which explains my split personality, and this is why I have these problems. But you don't need to know about that. You know why? Because I'll be honest. I know you don't even care. This is how insensitive you people are to watch this program. Why are you even watching this program? Get a life. Be a human being. Okay, that's going too far. Well, at least get a life. Stop watching this. It's ridiculous. I have nothing important to say. I'm only saying this because I watch TV and I get pissed. So instead of like you're like so many people that watch TV and they get mad and they throw their shoe at the TV. Well, I found it was getting expensive. So I said, well, I'll just do this instead. Unfortunately, I still throw my shoes, but my feet are all screwed up anyway. So, but you don't need to hear my personal problems. What you need to hear about is what I forgot to say yesterday. I don't know if I did or not, but I was going to say I was complaining about Donald Trump constantly, belittling this country. And one thing I neglected to mention was, I don't know if I did or not, how proud I was of those U.S. athletes in the Olympics. And, you'd think Trump could at least say, I was proud of our youth. No, he can't say that because then he'd be saying something good about the country, and his whole raison d'etre is to make everybody think the country is a third world hellhole because he thinks that's going to help him win an election. So I just wanted to mention that. It wasn't just the winning of the medals. I was proud of that too. It was more their attitude. You saw all those people laughing and smiling on the boats coming in, and they were so kind to each other and kind to people from other countries. I was like, these are people that make me proud to be an American, and they were proud to be Americans. Donald. And the other thing that brought to my mind was that, I did want to congratulate Donald on this. He finally exposed that Kamala, whatever the hell her name is. You notice how that almost sounds like Camelot? Sure, she's trying to steal Jack Kennedy. Anyway, he finally exposed her for what she is. Someone who laughs. I heard him talking to some group of his ne'er-do-well followers. Oh, look at her. She laughs. Like a maniac. She's crazy. She laughs. That's crazy. You know who doesn't laugh? I could have some coffee. You know who doesn't laugh? Your friend Donald. When's the last time you ever saw him laugh? I don't know about you. I do know about you. I enjoy, as do you, a good hearty laugh every once in a while. It's kind of nice. Jack Kennedy laughed. Nobody said, oh, look at him, he's laughing. Ha ha ha, what's wrong with him? Donald Trump never laughs. And then they talk about joy. I mean, I didn't like I put it down a bit for using the word joy. But if you think about it, Donald Trump never shows joy. He never shows happiness. He's always just mad. He's angry. He's furious. And we live in a hellhole. A third world hellhole we live in. He never laughs. She laughs. And, I get a kick out. I get a laugh watching these Republicans out there. And if you're a Republican, I hope you're offended. Where they say, well, you know what? The Republicans, they win. They just need to stay on the issues. Well, give this credit to Donald. He knows damn good and well that they can't stay on the issues because they have nothing to say about the issues. What's their plan for inflation? They don't have a plan for inflation. You know what Donald Trump's plan for inflation is? I think I've talked about this before. He wants to add a massive, like a 70%, 69% tariff on goods we get from China. One of the reasons we've had low prices is we've gotten cheap products from China. So that's how he's going to deal with inflation. Yeah. And the other thing is, drill, baby, drill. We need to be energy independent. Well, anybody who bothers paying attention to facts and follows our dependency on oil realizes that we are now exporting more than we are importing. We are energy not only independent, we are an exporter of oil. Hello? Does anybody bother looking at these facts, or they just listen to what this guy says and believe him? So he doesn't have a plan for inflation, and here's the problem he has. Inflation is now at, I think, hovering around 3%, which is the target that the Fed makes when it was deciding whether or not to lower interest rates, which they're going to do. So so inflation has leveled off. Prices are starting to go down. I just saw the other day that Walmart's profits are at an all-time high. At the same time, more expensive stores are losing money. Wow, I wonder why that is. Do you think maybe it's because people have stopped spending money that they don't have and don't need to be spending at high-priced stores and are now going to Walmart where they can get some savings? You bet it. The other thing is, what does that mean, you bet it? Donald Trump? No. Joe Biden? You bet it. You better believe it is what I was trying to say. So, and what about gas prices? I've been raising hell for a long time about every time there's a holiday, everybody runs to the gas station, fills up their cars, complains about the price of gas, and drives all over the country, filling up their tank time and again, every time complaining about the price of gas. You know what? They finally stopped doing it. They've cut back on travel. As they do these things, we have something called the laws of supply and demand. When demand goes down, so do prices. It's not a question of inadequate supply. That's one of the reasons people complain about price gouging, and there's some justification for that. You think, I'll just keep charging and charging and charging as long as these damn fools will keep paying for it. And once they stop paying, I'll back off and start lowering prices, and that's what's happening, which is why the inflation has dropped down to almost nothing. Now, it's not going to go away. I mean, the prices are not going to go. They're going down somewhat in some areas. They're not going to go down dramatically, because if they did, we'd be in a recession, which is another thing. Remember when Donald Trump was saying we had that one day big drop in the value stock? I think the Dow Jones dropped 1,200 points. That was pretty big drop. But we're still way ahead of where they were when Biden took over. Well, guess what? Yesterday, they closed at 40,500. That was the Dow Jones. 40,500, an all-time high. I don't hear Trump talking about the Biden-Harris economic recovery after that one-day drop in the stock market. He went on TV and said, this is a recession, this is a depression, this is the beginning of the Harris Depression. Yeah, by the end of the week, we didn't hear much from him about that. Even when he gave his really insightful economic speech yesterday, which was nothing to do with economics. He put some Cheerios, they had some Cheerios, or I think it was Cheerios, on the table behind him. He said, I'm going to go have fun with these Cheerios. Okay. It's too bad they didn't film that. That would have been worth watching. So anyway, so there we are. He's got nothing to say about inflation, because putting a big tax on people's on products coming from China is not going to help with inflation. Everybody knows it. So, what about the border? Well, the border crossings are way down, and they're way below what they were at any time during the Trump presidency. And that's because of this get tough policy that Biden has introduced, and it may be of some questionable legality. I don't know, but it's working. And it's a stopgap until they can pass that bill that should have been voted on the last time, but Trump killed it for his pure political purposes. Think about that, you people inclined to vote for him. This is a guy who cared more about power than he did about actually dealing with the border. He had a chance to encourage Republicans to vote for that bill, which I don't care what Republicans are now saying. That bill, as I've discussed before, had features in it that would have put an end to the problem that we have now with so many people coming over here seeking asylum because they think it's a path to stay in this country for years until their hearings are heard. That bill would have ended that. So they voted against it because he didn't want a solution, because all he cares about is the power that goes with winning an election, and that's what matters to him. And you should know that. So he can't be arguing about the border, because those the only time the people are alarmed about the border is when they turn on their TV and they see millions of people flooding in here. But when they turn on the TV and they don't see that happening, they don't think about the border, because the reality is it doesn't affect most people. So prices stabilize, wages are up. If you own stock, you're doing well. If you own real estate, you're doing well. And most people in the middle class own stock and or real estate. particularly if you have a retirement fund, and most people now have that. So these things are all breaking the Democrats' way, and I know Biden knew that. That's why he didn't want to get out of the race, because he knew that these figures were going to, by the time they got to the election, you'd have lower interest rates, you'd have close to zero inflation, you would have the border under control. All of these things are going to happen. They're going to take those issues away from the Republicans. And Biden said, I'm close enough now. With that, I can ride in. And he was probably right. The problem was, he's not qualified to serve for another 4 years. Neither is Trump. Well, he wasn't qualified to serve any years. But Biden just, his energy, you could just see it, had just gone. You got to have energy to do this. You have to have energy to be a leader. You have to have a spark. And he just didn't have it anymore. He's a good man. He's got a great record. But he doesn't have that spark that I personally could say, I think I'd give him another 4 years. To me, that would basically be unpatriotic. This is why 5 minutes into that debate, 3 minutes into that debate, I said, he just lost the election. He's got to get out of this race. And then he didn't want to do it, and didn't want to do it, and didn't want to do it, because he's Irish and he's stubborn, and I know how that is. Not me, but I have relatives who are like that. Yeah, I'm the exception. So, I heard that. You think I can't hear you people out there? Oh, I can hear you, and I can see you. Yeah, I know what you're saying about me behind my back, but it's not behind my back, because I'm looking right at you. Yeah. And most of you are my relatives. So I'm talking about you. That's right. That's right. Your inheritance is on the line here. I have no children, but I do have a dog. Or he has me. And I'm not sure who owns who. But why are we even talking about this damn dog of mine again? He gets himself in every conversation. So the issues that Republicans wanted to make about this campaign, about the issues, those issues are not favoring them anymore. If they ever did. So if you don't have the issues, what other issues are there? Well, I'll tell you what the real issue is in this campaign. It's Donald Trump himself. He's the issue. It's not about the issues that the Republicans want him to discuss. He is the elephant in the room. That's a little pun if you know that the elephant is the symbol of the Republican Party, yada, yada, yada. So, but it's Donald, the personality, the character, the intellect, the decency, the morality of the person we elect to be president, those are all issues. You think Jack Kennedy beat Richard Nixon because he outdid him on the issues? No, it's because when people saw the two of them side by side on that debate stage, they said, we like Kennedy. We don't like Nixon very much. We like Kennedy. Yeah, and what was Eisenhower's campaign slogan he ran? Remember that? Let's just see how smart you are. Ha, I didn't think so. We like Ike. Remember that now? Of course you don't, because you're too young. We like Ike. That's what he ran on. The people liked him. And you know what? People did like him. He got elected. We like Ike. We don't like Trump. You know who we do like? We like Kamala. You know who particularly likes Kamala? We young people. My generation of young people coming along. We like Kamala. Why? Well, part of it is because she laughs. Yeah, she says something. She'll make some snide comment about Donald Trump, and then she laughs. Like, that was a throw. It was a joke, but, come on, let's enjoy it and forget it, let's move on. And she laughed, and it's a real laugh. It's not that cackle of a witch. Like Trump tries to portray it. She cackles. No, she doesn't cackle. She has a full-throated laugh, and I respect people who have full-throated laughs. Even I have one sometimes, usually at your expense. That's what you get for watching this. So, she laughs. She's a happy person. And she's a nice-looking person, too. I'm not saying that in a nice-looking and that she's hot. She's very pretty. She's very attractive, but in a nice way. In a way that makes you think she's somebody you'd enjoy having over to your house for dinner. Would you like having Donald Trump over to your house for dinner? Excuse me, Mr. Trump, did we do something to offend you? Why are you asking? Well, because you haven't smiled or laughed or done or said anything pleasant the entire 14 hours you've been here sitting at the dinner table. And incidentally, why are you still here? because there's still food around. Eat, eat, eat. I saw him the other day making fun of John Tester being fat. This guy is making fun of somebody else being fat? Now I'm laughing. So, but she laughs. She's pleasant. People like her. Particularly we young people like her. And you know who else likes her a lot? Women. Yeah. But Donald Trump is ingratiating himself with women all the time. Every time he talks about how stupid she is and how she cackles and, oops, I have to put you on pause because somebody has the nerve to be calling me. And it's about my medical thing coming, so I have to put you on pause. Okay, well, I apologize for stopping, although you should probably not even notice the difference, assuming this computer of mine is working this time and not pulling the stuff it usually does. So, you know what? I think I'm done anyway. I could have stopped before I interrupted you with this phone call. It's the hospital. I'm having a procedure done. So next time you see me, I'll have a different head. I know. I can't wait either. Bye.